Hey, everybody, and welcome back to FSI DFS coverage of Major League Baseball. I'm Mega Ruler 31, joined by McKinley 412. We got a 6-game slate tonight. Weather looks good, so let's just jump into some pitchers. I think we're to the point in the lineup where we don't have horrible options, but we don't have like great options. But I think there's a couple out there that would be doing good. So, what are your thoughts tonight, McKinley?
Yeah, I'm looking obviously up near the top there. Plesac, top owned or top priced pitcher today. I'm not really too high on him here. Detroit bats, not terrible this year, or not as bad as we thought they were. And he had a really rough spring and a kind of a roughish first outing. So at 9.6, I'm probably gonna be passing on him in cash games. He's totally viable in GPP.
He's 1,000 less on Fanduel, so I mean, I might consider him there.
Yeah, but no, I'd be looking a little bit lower, right below him at those pitchers there in that range. McCullers, Wheeler, Musgrove, any of those guys I
Okay.
think are phenomenal options. There's not really any cheap pitchers that I'm really too interested in today. Unlike other slates that we've had so far this season, you could typically find one or two guys that were viable, but I'm not really seeing anything here. Lots of strong offenses going here with some weak pitching. So yeah, I'm just going to be staying near the top. What about you?
Yeah, I think Weaver's intriguing, though. He'd had a really good start against Philly. Now, granted, that was in Philly and the temperatures were a little cooler. There was maybe a little bit of rain before the game in Atlanta today, but it shouldn't affect the game. Temperatures should be rather warm, but still, I mean, that could be a pitching duel there too, because both offenses have struggled a little bit. Although Philly did break out the other day and do really good for us on the afternoon slate. I do think those are, I think, if I'm looking for somebody to go down a little bit more for GPP, I'm thinking like maybe Maley.
Yeah.
Arizona, they didn't score many runs in Coors. I know Arizona can be Coors Light a little bit. They could probably throw a lot of lefties at him, but still with Marte on the IL and some of the guys there are some strikeouts and some opportunities in that lineup. So if I am paying down, I think he'd be the choice. But I think you're right up there top with like the M boys, Eminem, McCullough, and was it Morton or
Morton,
who's the San Diego? Yep. So okay, well that's good for pitching. I don't think there's anything else really to cover there. No. So you did mention some good offensive there. So who's your top stack today?
Top stack today is going to be Houston for me. Going up against the lefty Manea. They played some earlier this season. Did well against them. But so far this season, Houston against lefties, 144 at bats. So not a small sample size here. They're hitting 363 as a team.
Wow.
They're just destroying left-handed pitcher today this season. Altuve is 8 for 16. Brantley 5 for 8, 3 extra base hits. If you want some value down at the bottom of the lineup there, possibly Mike Straw or not Mike Straw, Miles Straw. He stole base last night. Yeah, when he gets on, he's gonna try to steal every 3 or 4 times he gets on base. Like he was really good in spring training, just racking up those stolen bases for us. So
maybe they'll surprise us and let him lead off at some point, like get him up higher in the lineup. But I think as his confidence grows and stuff, I think maybe he eventually get up there too. Didn't Gurriel start off the season really hot, or am I thinking like preseason in spring training?
I mean, all of Houston's been hot to start the season. They're just unreal here. What about you?
I like them, but I like Cleveland. Especially lefties. Like if Gamma leads off again, he's pretty cheap. Naquin, Cesar at second, switch hitter. J-Rom, I think, is my favorite play out of all of them. Expensive, but I'm willing to pay for it. Rosario, from the Twins, he's another lefty in the outfield. A little bit slow start, but I think this is a good opportunity there. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Beyond that, I think the game in Toronto on both sides, Blue Jays and Angels has potential. They're playing in the spring training park. I didn't check the dimensions, but I imagine it's smaller than a major league park. The weather's going to be hotter down there than it would be in Toronto. So I think there's a good opportunity there. And Toronto's pitcher, I think were supposed to put Melee out, but it's Zerch. He's really not a K pitcher. Small sample size from last year, but it's by far the highest Sierra and the the slate in only like a couple games. And the problem with a lot of these pitchers that they're bringing up and out is like they didn't have a minor league season last year. So like who are they throwing against? Like some of them maybe are down to like single A or simulated games and stuff, but they really kind of lost a year of their career for development.
Yeah, and LA doesn't strike out, so they're going to be the ball's going to be put into play there. So I'd like the LA bats there, and both sides of that game. And you kind of covered. I like Cleveland as well. Cleveland lefties. Teheran's getting lit up by lefties the past 2 seasons. Again, obviously, shortened season last year, so we don't have as much data to go on. It's limited, but I have the stat here. It's a 450 ISO against lefties, or lefties have a 450 ISO against it in the past 2 seasons. So, like I said, small sample size because of all the shortened stuff with COVID, but still.
Right. I like those situations, but I absolutely love Cincinnati. I'm so glad they're back on the slate. They're playing Arizona in a good hitting situation. These guys are white hot. They're averaging over 5 runs a game. I think they scored, I think it's like somewhere in 50 runs in the last, 6 games, like combined. Not in one game, that would be a record by far.
They're averaging 9.5 runs a game this season.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. So I definitely like them. I think, anywhere in the top of that order is like, got some good situations. So, I think Castellanos, so he might be one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. It's probably the most expensive in 5, but we're not talking like 6K, like some of the Dodgers have been. So 5.3, that's definitely reasonable. I can do that. And I think whoever's leading off, it's been who, like Sensiel and maybe
Naquin,
some other, Naquin also. There's
3.2. Like there's definitely value.
Man, I thought he was still on Cleveland. So yeah, I completely forgot he's in Cincinnati. It's still Ohio, so we got that right. So I think it's an exciting slate. I like the small, like 6 game size and some good options. So we should be able to have some fun with it starting at 7:10 tonight.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's pretty much it. The value's out there.
San Diego's out there too. They're also probably in a good situation.
Yeah, they struggled so much with the bats and no Tatis. I don't know if I'm going to be on them at all tonight, other than just a GPP flyer.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got there.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. And if you want more information, check us out on fsidfs.com. You get the link to our Discord where you can join, and lots of free stuff there. We appreciate you watching. So give us a like, recommend to some friends, and it'll help us continue to put out this free content to you. So good luck on the slate, and hopefully we'll see you soon for another video recap.